Worst tackle of 2022, folks. We're only into April, but is this tackle from Axel Müller for Briere, the fullback, on Saracens' Ben Harris, is this the worst tackle we've seen in 2022? Maybe. I've got a pretty short memory, so I don't remember every bad tackle. Certainly haven't seen every game this year, but I do watch a fair bit of rugby, and this one struck me as a pretty bad one. He goes in really high, almost seems to jump at the man, catches him clean in the head with his own shoulder. He's pretty much literally looks like he's trying to take his head off. This is definitely, if not the worst, one of the worst cards that I've seen this year. And it seems to kind of buck the trend because there's been a lot of red cards and a lot of talk about the amount of red cards we're seeing in rugby. There's the debate going on about 20-minute red cards. Do they lead themselves to more dangerous play, or does it not really make a difference? And we're still kind of seeing the same thing. My kind of anecdotal and a little bit of analysis, but not full stats breakdown on the red cards we are mainly seeing in the last kind of 6 months or so. For mine, it's upright tackles is probably one or two in terms of like the most that we're seeing. Guys who just aren't bending when they're going in to make tackles. And sometimes I feel like they're not given enough time, given the dynamic situation, to bend. But maybe part of that's just training, because I know these habits can change. But anyway, upright tackles, especially head-on-head clashes, seem to be a big cause of red cards, whether you're in the south or the north. Cleanouts as well. When there's a guy there over the ball, someone wants to come in and clean him out, but they can't get kind of a clear target without hitting his head or without giving him a neck roll or something. I think they just need to let that breakdown go and maybe try again at the next one. Guys who go for that clean out, usually not in full control, sometimes at kind of top speed, which is what you need for the clean out. But if you can't guarantee you're not going to smack someone in the head, then you shouldn't be doing it, basically. So cleanouts, I feel like, is also another one. And a wee bit of taking a man out in the air. I don't know if I would have written this one, but this weekend we saw a couple of these in Europe. Like a couple of weeks ago, we saw 5 red cards in Super Rugby. Remember the 20-minute ones? This weekend in the Champions Cup, we had 3 red cards. Could have been 4 if there'd been another one. We've certainly seen a few in the Premiership earlier on in the year. So, there's been red cards, whether they're 20-minute varieties or full varieties. But I'm pretty sure not many as bad as this one. Do correct me if I'm wrong. As I said, I've got a short memory. But seriously, this looks like genuinely old school trying to take someone's head off red card. And to be fair, I mean, Ben Harris and Axel Müller both used to play 7s, one for Argentina, one for England. So I suppose it's possible there's a bit of bad blood there. I'm not sure. And to put this one into context, Briere are down like 6 tries to 1 at home. It's like, I think, 40 something to 5. So they're getting a hiding. There's 10 minutes to go. So maybe there's a bit of frustration born out there as well, because Saracens are literally in the process of like 1 pass away from scoring a try. So yeah, maybe that is what caused a bit of red mist to descend on Axel Müller. But I would imagine he's probably going to get a pretty lengthy ban for that one, because like I do feel like the reasons red cards crop up do tend to change season to season. We hardly ever see red cards for tip tackles nowadays, whereas when they first started really policing tip tackles, we used to see quite a lot. Players' behaviour changed. We're cool, and I don't feel like we see as many for the man in the air like we used to. I feel like for a while, man in the air, taking out a guy in the air was like the number one cause, and the whole argument with rugby fans, well, how are you supposed to jump for the ball if you can't guarantee that you're not going to clatter into someone, you're going to get red carded. And I feel like that has diminished. But whether these two things we see a change is going to be an interesting one. But either way, something a bit different was the Axel Müller one, and I reckon it might be the worst one in 2022. You guys let me know what you reckon. Is it the worst one you've seen? Is there something else I'm forgetting? And what do you reckon? Do you reckon we're going to see upright tackles and cleanouts clean up as the punishments keep getting handed out? Or do you think it's too dynamic for us to change? Keeping in mind, I'm pretty sure people said the same thing about taking out men in the air and also tip tackles. But anyway, you guys have any thoughts? And I will talk to you guys again soon. See you later.